limit. We have the limit as x approaches 9 of x minus 9 over radical x minus 3. Now, one way you could do this is by rationalization of the denominator, but given that the top, you can actually view the top as a difference of squares. I'm going to use a different technique here, and I'm going to say that this is equal to the limit as x approaches 9. On the bottom, I'm going to keep the radical of x minus 3, and then in that numerator we have an x minus 9, and I'm going to treat that as a difference of squares. So the square root of x is radical x, and the square root of 9 is 3. So we get plus 3 minus 3, and that factors the numerator as a difference of squares, even though you don't physically see the square. Okay, so now I can cancel out this as like terms, so then we would have the limit as x approaches 9 of radical x plus 3. And now that we have simplified the denominator and we're not going to be dividing by 0 any longer, that means now I can just replace the value in the radical by 9. So that means we're going to have the radical of x plus 3, but x is heading towards 9. The radical of 9 is 3 plus 3 is going to be 6. And so the final answer to this problem is 6. Okay, why don't you pause the video, see if you can do this problem on your own. Try the limit as y approaches 5 of 1/5 minus 1 over y over the quantity y minus 5. Okay, assuming you paused the video and gave it a shot here, let's try to do it together. This time I am going to multiply top and bottom by something. I'm going to multiply them both by 5y. This gives me a convenient way of simplifying. So now I'll see that we have a limit as y approaches 5. In the numerator, 5y times 5 is y. 5y times 1 over y is 5, so there we have a y minus 5. And then in the bottom, we already had a y minus 5, and we introduced a 5 and a y. So now, after reducing, you can see what we're left with is a limit as y approaches 5 of 1, because that's all that's left on the top, over 5y. So our final stage here would be to actually replace the y with the value that we're limiting towards. So no need to write limit anymore, because now we're performing the limit, and we have 1 over 5 times y. Y takes the value of 5, and of course 5 times 5 is 25, and therefore our final answer is 1/25.